Welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughter-Zinski here. Take two, but that's an inside joke between Ced and I. Look, I'm sitting here with Cedrick Hawkins, who yesterday shocked the world by announcing his commitment to Ohio State University. And first of all, Cedrick, congratulations on that. But before we get started, congratulations on an outstanding career so far at Cocoa High School. I know that you have some unfinished business to tend to next season as a senior. We'll talk about that at the end. But you've just been simply amazing to watch play out there. And I want to say this, too. Furthermore, and I'm not going to say who, but Ced is such a great young man, you know, off the field. And first of all, he's a lot of fun to be around. Second of all, he's just a great guy. There was another student athlete who probably wasn't getting as much love as they should have been getting. And Ced sent me a text one time and they're like, hey, you mind doing an interview? Because I think this individual happens to be overlooked. Unselfish people do that, and that is Cedrick Hawkins. So, Ced, congratulations, but the elephant in the room is what happened yesterday. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the Rose Bowl yesterday, and I'm told that you have committed to Ohio State. First of all, I thought, Caleb was joking with me. Yeah. Second of all, when I thought about it, I thought it was beautiful timing. But I know you took a visit up there or not a visit, but you went to a camp up there in June. Why was Ohio State right for you?
I feel like I fitted their scheme perfectly well. You know, I love the coaches, love the area. You know, I feel like I would play well there.
All right, so you tell me about the recruiting process, how you narrowed it down to Ohio State. Now, when you say you love the area up there, I've been to Columbus. I like Columbus. I lived in Cincinnati for 2 years. What did you like best about it up there?
It's just like, I don't know. I think I like how close the city was to the stadium. You know,
right?
How beautiful it was.
And it's all about Ohio State and Columbus.
Yes,
there is nothing else.
There's nothing else. It's all about Ohio State and Columbus.
Ohio State, and after watching yesterday's game, I can tell you that secondary is in bad need of you. But. Okay, so how did you find the recruiting process? Because I think it's interesting that you decided to go ahead and make this announcement now. And we're going to get to the next question, the obvious question about that. But how did you find the recruiting process to be?
It's fun sometimes. Sometimes it's slow, and sometimes it's fast, and then sometimes you're talking to everyone, and then sometimes you're only talking to one coach. You feel me? I would say you just gotta have fun with it, not stress it a lot. Have fun with it.
You don't seem like the type of person, though, that stresses over a lot. So it was probably something that you probably took in stride each time something came up and said, you know what? 20-plus offers. I don't know how many to be exact. They're on the screen. But was there another choice in the selection, or was it always Ohio State after you went to camp up there?
It wasn't always Ohio State after I went to camp. I had Florida State, Mississippi State hitting me up.
Gotcha.
But the other one would be Florida State.
Would have been Florida State?
Yeah.
Okay. So the obvious question is this. You take a young man like a Travis Hunter who committed to Florida State as a junior, decommits, goes to Jackson State. How do we know that as a junior, your verbal commitment, your hard commitment, so to speak, to Ohio State is where you're going to sign on the dotted line in February of 2023? How can those up in Columbus be certain that they've got Cedrick Hawkins?
They're certain they got me because I didn't really choose that because of a coach or because of this and that. I choose because me and my family thought it would be the best for me to be at that school. Gotcha.
And I like that answer. And I think that's important because you've seen the landscape of college football change drastically over. And how much of the fact that when you get an offer from a school like that, even as a junior, with the way the portal is and the way the coaching is, that you jump on it?
Yeah. I feel like you shouldn't wait too long because, when they're, a school has a certain amount of scholarships they can hand out. So I feel like the sooner, the better.
Right.
So if you're locked in with that school, I feel like you should pick that school to go to.
I agree. I think that's the smartest thing. I've even heard people say that, heck, if you get offered as a sophomore and you can look at the coach and say, Coach, I'll take it, take it.
Yeah.
It's hard enough on you guys to try to get into these schools now with the way things are. So, yeah, absolutely. By the way, let me ask you about that. What was your thoughts, because as a big-time college prospect, what was your thoughts on what Travis Hunter did flipping from, Florida State to an HBCU run, with Deion Sanders there. And is an HBCU something you thought about, or was it going to have to be a D1 P5 for you?
I haven't really thought about it in the HBCUs because I've never been a guy to focus on the HBCU. I've always been looking at bigger things, but I've never really sat down and think, oh, would this benefit me going to HBCU?
Gotcha.
And maybe he sat down and
thought about that.
Yeah.
But for you, it's just about school.
Yeah.
Right.
School.
I got you. No, I hear you. And then how much, if any, and I can't imagine it does with you because I think your personality is going to all play out with this in the end and it's going to be very, very beneficial to you. But I think college students would be crazy in this day and age not to take advantage of the name, image, and licensing thing. But how excited are you at the prospect of being able to do that once you get into college?
I feel like it's very exciting because, you get your name around and, you get to make little kids happy, things like that. You get to, represent your name in front of the whole entire world.
And you know what? It's not bad to make a few bucks doing it either. That's for sure. We're here with, look, a young man like Arch Manning and a young man we were just talking about, they're going to be making millions of dollars. Sid Hawkins can certainly jump into the thousands there if the opportunity presents itself. And I'll tell you, as dynamic as you are off the field with your personality and your play on it, I believe those opportunities are going to be there for you, Cedrick. All right, let's talk a little bit about the unfinished business that you have. Obviously, state championship game appearance this year, 4A runners-up. What'd you learn this season, Ced, that's going to make you a better football player next year?
I learned a lot. I learned to, work with my guys, coach them up more than they should be, you feel me? Make sure they know more than 15 times that they need to do this or need to do that, the way this is performed, the way it would be better if you did it this way, little things that really matter.
Something that's going to make you a better senior leader, it sounds like to me. Because do you enjoy the coaching aspect of the game?
Yes, I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have to ask some of your teammates. Tell me about Ced as a coach. Yeah, obviously a tough loss to Cardinal Gibbons. But, look, what you guys did this year with that schedule was unbelievable. Take me through that a little bit and some of the level of competition you want. Some of the wide, I think it was 6 or 7 D1 P5 wide receivers you bumped up against at one point in time this year. That's a tremendous amount of competition. What'd you get out of playing a schedule like that?
Really what I got out of playing a schedule like that was really to work harder, believe in my guys and believe that we got it. And we would finish the job at the end of the game.
Tell me about Coach Diesel. Tell me about Coach Diesel, your defensive coordinator.
Coach Diesel, man, that's my guy, man. He like another dad, you feel me? Someone that's gonna get on me when I'm doing wrong. Someone that's gonna congratulate me when I'm doing right. Someone that will sit down and talk with me and like actually think about things. You feel me? We'll go in a defensive room. We'll talk. Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I'll give my honest response, and then I'll tell him this, and he'll give me his honest response.
Gotcha. And he's easy to talk to, guys. Unbelievably easy to talk to.
Great guy.
Well, it says we get set to wrap up here. Ohio State, man. So why was the Rose Bowl? I thought it was the perfect time to do it, man. But whose idea was it to do it in the middle of the Rose Bowl, and why did it feel right then?
Okay, honestly,
yeah,
I had forgot that they were playing that day.
I got you.
So I turned it on, and I'm like, I could see it. I'm like, oh, we about to make a comeback. And it's New Year's, so I called on my family, talked to them. I think right now is the perfect time. They agreed with me, and we made the decision, and I committed.
I thought it was beautiful, man. I really did. I thought it was great. What advice do you have? And if I ask this, I apologize, but I'm going to ask it again as we wrap up here with Cedrick Hawkins. What advice do you have for juniors, not seniors, but juniors in your shoes right now about this process, and what would you recommend to do?
I would recommend, take advantage of the moment. Don't get too big-headed because, you're a huge Power 5 guy. You always got to stay humble and things like that. But even if you have to go somewhere where, it's guaranteed that you're going to, get in and play or they lack in that position, I feel like you should, go ahead and commit there. You feel me? I committed to Ohio because I feel like I'm going to have the opportunity to play. when I get there, because you know I'm gonna compete wherever I go.
Look, if you again, I don't know how many passing yards they gave up yesterday, but that secondary definitely. Real quick, tell me about Coach Day. Have you met him? And tell me about that.
I met Coach Day. You know, he's a great dude. You know, we've talked a little bit about, you know, what they do and like how they do it and how well they do. You know, he's a great guy.
Good guy. All right. So, yeah, he flipped me out last night. I was looking at his beard. I was like, man, Coach Day, what's up with the beard there, man? But, said, first of all, thank you for everything. Thank you for taking the time to come out here and meet with, me and Brevard Sports Network today. You know, we absolutely love you and love what you do. And, and we're glad we got you for another year. So congratulations on your commitment. Cedrick Hawkins, hard verbal commitment to Ohio State, but he's got unfinished business over at Richard Dick Blake Stadium next season. For Cedrick Hawkins, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network.